Hello friends, welcome to our channel Angreji Sahit and this video on morality plays. In this session, we will explore what morality plays are, their key features and why they were important in medieval times. Whether you are a student or just curious about this topic, we'll make sure to keep it simple and easy to understand. By the end of this video, you will have a clear idea of what morality plays are and their impact on literature and society. Let's begin by understanding what morality plays are. Morality plays are a type of medieval drama that became popular in Europe, especially during the 15th and 16th centuries. These plays were not just for entertainment, they were meant to educate the audience and about moral values and spiritual lessons. They emerged from earlier religious plays like mystery plays and miracle plays, but they had a distinct focus. Unlike mystery plays, which depicted stories from the Bible, or miracle plays, which showed the lives of saints and their miracles, morality plays use allegory to teach lessons about life, death, and the human soul. Allegory means that characters and events symbolize deeper moral or spiritual meanings. For example, a character named Everyman might represent all of humanity, while other characters personify quality such as good deeds, knowledge, and sin. The central theme of these plays was often the struggle between good and evil, showing how a person's action and choices impact their soul and afterlife. They were designed to make the audience think about their own lives and encourage them to live virtuously. Morality plays typically featured a protagonist who represented humanity, faced with moral dilemmas and guided by various personified virtues and vices. The plays were structured to show the consequences of the protagonist's choices, ultimately leading to a moral or religious conclusion. Through this, the plays reinforced the idea that living a righteous life would lead to salvation, while succumbing to sin would result in damnation. These plays were accessible to everyone as they used simple language and universal themes that could be easily understood, even by those who were illiterate or had limited education. This made them an effective tool for moral and religious instruction during a time when the church played a central role in daily life. Morality plays are allegorical dramas that teach moral lessons through symbolic characters and simple yet profound storytelling. They were an important cultural and educational tool in medieval Europe, helping to instill moral values in the audience through engaging and thought provoking performances. Morality plays were part of a larger tradition of medieval theatre. During this time, the church was deeply involved in daily life, and theatre became a way to convey religious and moral messages. These plays were often performed in churches, town squares, or at public gatherings, making them accessible to a broad audience. The primary aim was to educate the public, many of whom were illiterate, about moral and spiritual values. By using drama, the church could effectively communicate important lessons about virtue, sin, and salvation in a way that was engaging and memorable. Let's delve into how morality plays were performed. These plays were typically staged in public spaces such as town squares, churchyards, or marketplaces. The performances were meant to attract large audiences and were accessible to people from all walks of life. The staging of morality plays was relatively simple. Unlike the elaborate sets of modern theatre, morality plays used minimal props and scenery. A single backdrop or a series of small structures often sufficed. These basic setups made it easier to perform in different locations, adapting the play to various settings. Many morality plays were performed by traveling troupes of actors who moved from town to town. These troupes often consisted of a small group of performers who played multiple roles. This flexibility allowed them to bring the plays to different communities and spreading moral and religious messages far and wide. The performances were highly interactive Actors often engage directly with the audience, sometimes addressing them or involving them in the action. This interaction helped to reinforce the moral lessons, making the audience feels like active participants in the story. Music and dance were often incorporated into the plays to make them more engaging and entertaining. Simple songs and musical interludes helped to maintain the audience's interest and provided a memorable way to reinforce the play's themes. Costumes were used to help the audience easily identify the allegorical characters. For example, virtues might wear white or light colored clothing to symbolize purity, while vices might wear darker or more extravagant costumes to signify tempting and sin. Masks were sometimes used to exaggerate the characters' features, making their symbolic roles clearer. After the play, it was common for a clergyman or a member of the troupe to explain the moral lessons of the play to the audience. This ensured that the audience fully understood the message and its relevance to their own lives. In essence, the performance of morality plays was a communal experience that combined education, entertainment, and spiritual reflection. The simplicity of the staging and the direct engagement with the audience made these plays an effective medium for conveying moral and religious teachings. Now, let's look at some of the key features of morality plays. First, allegorical characters. The characters in morality plays represent abstract ideas or moral qualities. Common characters include virtues, vices, and other symbolic figures like death, everyman, and good deeds. Moral lessons. The main goal of these plays was to teach the audience about the consequences of their moral choices. They often depicted the struggle between good and evil, illustrating how virtuous living leads to salvation and sinful behavior leads to damnation. Third, simple language and structure. These plays were written in a way that was easy for the audience to understand. The language was straightforward, and the plots were simple but carried deep moral and spiritual meaning. Fourth, personification. Abstract concepts like truth, justice, sin, and virtue were personified, making it easier for the audience to relate to complex ideas and understand the moral lessons being conveyed. Fifth, religious themes. Morality plays were deeply rooted in Christian doctrine. They often emphasized themes such as sin, repentance, redemption, and the afterlife. The plays aim to reinforce the teachings of the church, encouraging the audience to lead a righteous life to attain salvation. These religious themes made the plays an extension of the church's mission to guide and instruct the faithful. One of the most famous morality plays is Everyman. This play tells the story of Everyman, who represents all of humanity. He is visited by death and must go on a journey to account for his life. Along the way, he meets characters like good deeds, knowledge, and confession, who help or hinder him on his journey. The play teaches the lesson that only good deeds will accompany a person after death. Another notable example is the Castle of Perseverance, which shows a man's journey from birth to death and the moral choices he makes along the way. This play emphasizes the importance of perseverance in maintaining virtue throughout one's life. An influence of morality plays. Morality plays were significant for several reasons, both during their time and in their lasting influence on literature and theatre. First, moral and religious education. Morality plays served as a vital tool for moral and religious education. They conveyed Christian values and teachings in a way that was accessible and engaging to a largely illiterate population. Through drama, complex theological concepts were made understandable, reinforcing the church's teachings and moral expectations. Second, community engagement. These plays were often performed in public spaces, bringing communities together. They served as a form of communal reflection where audiences could collectively consider moral questions and the consequences of their actions. This helped reinforce social norms and ethical behavior. Third, influence on later literature. The structure and themes of morality plays had a lasting impact on literature and drama. The use of allegory, personification, and the focus on moral dilemmas can be seen in later works. For example, John Bunyan's The Pilgrim's Progress draws heavily on the traditional of morality plays, using allegory to depict the Christian journey of faith. Fourth, foundation for modern drama. Morality plays laid the groundwork for the development of modern drama. Their emphasis on character development and moral conflict influenced the evolution of character driven narratives in theatre. The exploration of human nature, ethics, and personal responsibility in modern plays and films can trace its root back to the morality play tradition. Cultural and historical significance. Beyond their religious function, morality plays provide valuable insights into the cultural and social dynamics of the medieval period. They reflect the values, beliefs, and concerns of the time, offering a window into the historical context in which they were created. Timeless themes. The themes explored in morality plays, such as the struggle between good and evil, the consequences of moral choices, and the journey towards redemption, remain relevant today. These universal themes continue to resonate with audiences, demonstrating the enduring power of morality plays to provoke thought and inspire reflection. In conclusion, morality plays were more than just a form of entertainment, they were a powerful educational and cultural tool. Their influence extends beyond their historical period, shaping the development of drama and continuing to inspire writers and playwrights to this day. Now, let's see the decline of morality plays. By the late 16th century, the popularity of morality plays began to decline due to several factors. First, rise of the Renaissance. The Renaissance brought a shift in focus from religious and moral instructions to humanism and individualism. This intellectual movement emphasized the value of human experience and the potential for personal achievement. As a result, people began to seek entertainment that reflected these new ideas rather than the traditional moral lessons of medieval plays. Development of secular theatre. With the Renaissance came the growth of secular theatre, which focused on human stories, historical events, and classical themes rather than religious instruction. Playwrights like William Shakespeare began to dominate the stage with their complex characters and intricate plots, drawing audiences away from the simpler moral messages of morality plays. Third, decline of church influence. The Reformation and other religious upheavals weakened the church's control over cultural life. As the church's influence waned, so did the popularity of religious plays. People were less inclined to watch plays that were solely focused on moral and religious teachings. Fourth, emergence of personal theatre companies. The establishment of personal theatre companies created a shift towards more sophisticated productions. These companies were catered to the tastes of a more diverse audience, offering a wide range of genres, including comedy, tragedy, and romance. Despite their decline, the legacy of morality plays lived on. The themes and structures of these plays influenced the development of modern drama, and their emphasis on moral and ethical dilemmas can still be seen in contemporary literature and theatre. To sum up, morality plays were an essential part of medieval culture, teaching important lessons about virtue and vice. They used allegorical characters and simple stories to convey complex and moral religious ideas. While their popularity has waned, their impact on literature and theatre remains significant. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more educational content. Feel free to leave your comments and questions below, and we'll be happy to answer them. See you next time.